Okay, because it's Saturday morning and I just saw a buddy post on Facebook. It said hangover. So this is my cure for hangovers, but I'm going to tell you a story first. My 47th birthday. I started drinking at about 6 a.m. I poured a big fat. I was drinking these rum and Sprite, and with a floater of either Coke or coffee on the top, and I called them pucks because they pucked you up. Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream because of the Sprite. It was like a fairy. Um, but I was drinking, so maybe 7 a.m., but I basically got up and poured myself a big drink in a coffee mug. Went to the place I hung out for coffee, and I'd say about 9 a.m., one of the guys that was there said, "It's your birthday. Come on, let's go drinking, kid." He was like 72 or 3 years old, but 6'6", sports guy, played boxing, basketball. His name's Vogie. Good guy, but was like, "Come on, kid." So we go over to Nano's. So I've had basically, I poured myself a fat drink, so it was roughly about 3 drinks, and I had had a little buzz at about maybe 10 o'clock. We go over to Nano's to play some pool and have a pitcher of beer, which is basically 2 beers each. Then we go over to the terrace and have 2 beers each. Then we go over, and it's basically the Washington Square area down by Venice Pier is like a bunch of bar restaurants in this block and a half area, and it basically is like almost like a progressive. You can kind of go across the street back and forth. So we go to this Italian place and have 2 drinks, and then we go up to Killer Shrimp and have 4 drinks, 2 shots and 2 beers. And I come out and I was like at that point, and this is probably, God, it had to have been around 4, somewhere in that vicinity. Because we went over to, after that, I was like, dude, we need to get some food. And he's like, "You pussy, you can't handle it." I was like, "I haven't eaten all day." So we go over to uh, Cheesecake Factory. I buy him dinner, and then we get like a glass of wine each, and then we go over to this karaoke thing that he's big on, and we have 2 Long Islands. So it's about 10 o'clock now. He's rolling me back to Nano's. I don't know why he was dropping me back off there, but we're going back there, and we go to get out, and he's like, "I'm cutting you, kid." I was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "I still got life in me," or whatever, and he's like, "I'm cutting you." So I said, "Oh, you're fucking hammered, or you're about to, or something like that," and blah blah blah. And give him some smack to him, and then um, got out and tried to go into Nano's, and my buddy Griff, who works the door there, who was there earlier when we were drinking, was like, "Dude, it's your birthday. You had a great night. Time to cut it and just go home." And I said, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "No, no, no, dude, just." And I was like starting to argue with him, and I was like, "Wait a second. You're probably right, Griff. You're gonna save me about 40 more bucks and probably an orange suit. Doing getting picked up county and getting thrown in the clinker." So I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go home. I'll have a good night." And I started walking home, and I realized I forgot my phone. I dropped it in Vogie's car. So I get home, and I had some liquid B12 with me, and I took 2 aspirin, and then 2 glass. I was just kind of thirsty, dehydrated from the walk, so I sucked down a bunch of water. I woke up next morning, and I'm telling you, I woke up, and I literally went like 1,002, and went like this, kind of checked, and was like, "Oh my God, I feel awesome." So the cure, well, for a hangover is about a tablespoon of B12, 2 aspirin, and 2 glasses of water. So I'd say about 16 ounces of water before you go to sleep. I woke up like I had not even been drinking. I rolled up to the coffee shop, and Vogie would normally come in around 9. He showed up at 11. And first thing he said to me was, I got up this morning and ran 2 miles. And I said, "Yeah, I ran 2 miles to the bathroom to throw up." And he just started laughing. But basically, he was groggy and rolling rough. And I outdrank a 6'6" probably 230-pound dude, and woke up like a champ the next morning. So I swear by it, but I don't do it enough because I've had major hangovers since then, and I do not like hangovers. Also, if you take glutamine, it's supposed to actually replenish, because it's supposedly what's in your liver, but it's an amino acid, glutamine, and it helps you drink more if you take it. So it might be something to replenish. And then there's always the fail-proof drink, the hair of the dog that bit you. And I've always found that to be where it brings your buzz back up, and it lowers your hangover. It doesn't take it away, but it just kind of tones it down, where it's like if you've got a headache that or feels like an ice pick in the back of your brain, it'll bring it to just a bearable level. Obviously, you can't go to work or do something functional, heavy machinery or something on it, but at least it'll cure your hangover. So that's my go-to how to cure a hangover. Cheers.